our battery went dead. So we were right in the middle of videotaping this little lady's long hair shampoo package, right? When the battery went dead on our phone. So we'll do a part 2. This is part 2. For anyone who saw this cat in part 1, it's like night and day the difference in her when you have the happy hoodie on her head and when you don't have the happy hoodie on her head, right? Just to give you a little idea of how effective that technique can be for a lot of cats, right? Yeah, so. A little bit of heavy matting going on right in there. I'd rather get it taken care of while the cat is in the tub, right? You can choose to take care of it later if you want. That's just my own personal preference. Good girl. Good girl. Let's try and do it that way. There's one right there. And if it's really bad, you can take a spray. I usually use the Hydra. Here it is. Hydra is a shampoo line, but it also has a detangling spray that it makes. If the coat is really bad, you can spray that Hydra into the lash lather, right? To help with the matting of that coat. She came in a hot mess, right? And usually when I'm dealing with problem areas, I'm not trying to tackle it all at the same station all at once. I'm doing a little bit at every station so that we don't send that cat over the edge, right? Just do a little bit here, a little bit there, and by the time you get done, the cat is perfectly coiffed, perfectly groomed, and all of her knots are out. She didn't lose her mind. She was kept at low stress levels, you know, which is what I do here, right? A little bit of rat nest right there. Loosen that up. The name on the video and the name on the account would be your clue number 1 and clue number 2. Let me have this last back leg here. Yeah. A little bit of a rat's nest right in here. Waka waka. Waka waka. You did it. Wee. Good girl. There. And rinse. Good girl. You did it. You did it. Good girl. Alright, so her coat should be absolutely pristine and clean and mat free. The only thing left is to dry and fluff it out. Hello, Jeremiah. Almost there. Almost there. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. You did it. Let's bring that up just a little bit. No? Yeah, let's do that. The minute you take that off her head, she might revert back to the way she was before. She's really responsive to that happy hoodie. Okay. Good girl. Very important to rinse out all of the shampoo, right? Just as important to rinse the cat as it is to wash them. Just as much effort should be made into the rinsing of your cat as it is to the washing, right? Again, we're not in a drive-through car wash here, people. The cat is at a detailing shop. I'm sure most people can understand the difference, right? One is 5 minutes, it'll cost you $10. The other is a detailing shop, head to toe in your car, everything, right? It's gonna cost you more money, right? Why is it gonna cost you more money? Because you went to a detailing shop where they actually clean your car, right? And head to toe. Every single square inch of your car, right? You did it. She said, I did? What did I do? You got your bounce. She's like, I did? Yep, her. Here we go. What? Good girl. This cat had every red flag selected for her grooming. Afraid of this, afraid of that, aggressive for this, aggressive for that, right? Because you did it wrong. And your vet probably never told you about the use of GABA. You know, they've been sitting on that little secret for 20 years now, right? And that's what this cat is on, GABA, which her vet prescribed to her owner so that she could be groomed at low stress levels. You know, there is nothing stopping you, nothing at all. There's nothing stopping you from calling your vet and asking for GABA other than your own ignorance because you were lied to, right? Did you even bother to ask your vet? No. Why? Because you didn't even know about it, right? Yep. You didn't even know about it. Most people didn't know about it before 2000. Exactly. Before 2017, nobody knew about it. And at that point, the vet industry had been gatekeeping it for 15 years. Oh, yeah. They've known all along. And yet you've got vets coming onto my live who want to start shit with me. But I got their number. I got their number. All right. Let us try and pull away. All right. We're unplugged. Hopefully the battery won't go dead, right? Yeah, and it'll set you back about $5. It'll set you back about $5, right? Not a whole lot of money to be made in the sale prescription of gabapentin for a vet, right? Lots of money to be made in surcharges for any kind of fractious cat. It's a multi-million-dollar industry, probably billion, right? Yeah. So working with fractious cats, you know, I know a cat groomer who charges an extra $200. I know a cat groomer who charges a surcharge of $200 extra on top of the line cut just because the cat is aggressive. And that cat groomer knows damn well about gabapentin. Do you think she once advised or talked to her client about the use of GABA? No. She'd rather take the $200 and keep her owner in the dark, right? Because educating her owner takes money out of her pocket, right? Because she has no issue with force grooming a cat. Hell, she was trained to force groom cats. Get her going cat grooming? Psst, yeah. Yipper. get her done cat grooming. That means that cat's getting groomed whether it likes it or not. Cat has nothing to say about it, right? That was the original training of most cat groomers here in this country, right? But things have evolved, things have moved along, things have changed, right? Including the knowledge of gabapentin. But yet they're not changing. They'd rather hold on to their old ways, right? Why? That's why. I knew one cat groomer who would go do house calls in apartment complexes in a big city, right? In a big suburb. She'd go throughout an entire apartment complex, and she had literally talked every one of her cat clients out of getting their cat dried. Drying the cat takes almost the same amount of time as washing the cat, right? So if you eliminate one part of your service, what happens next? You can do more cats, right? So by eliminating the need to dry any cat, even though she was trained and certified and was given a title as a master cat groomer, right? She had literally talked every one of her clients into not having their cats dried, right? For what reason? To groom more cats, make room for more cats that she could do during the day. It's always about the money, people. About the money. About the money, honey. I don't think anyone's immune to it. Alright, you ready? She's like, for what? There you go. There. Who is that, Sheila? Yeah, so Sheila, every cat client who comes to our salon to get their cats groomed, they have a reason why they're bringing their cat in, right? Does that help answer your question? And every cat's different, right? Every cat's different. Every cat has their own oil production. Every owner has their own protocol, whether they do any kind of maintenance grooming or not. There's a lot of variables, so there's no way to correctly answer that question. It's too broad. I can tell you what I did with my Himalayan, who was kept in full coat. He was washed and blown out every 6 to 8 weeks. And that kept him in perfect coat and prevented him from getting into any kind of trouble with his coat, right? And that was his schedule, 6 to 8 weeks, right? Get ready. Good buddy. Good buddy. Going to be a reason why you're seeking out a groomer. In this cat's case, she was fully matted, fully pelted for her first grooming. The owner paid money, got a cat from a good breeder, didn't realize what the maintenance was, A lot of breeders will not inform their buyers of these cats what the maintenance is. They kind of let them find out for themselves. So they spend money investing in a purebred cat, only to a year later have them fully shaved because they're now pelted. Why? Because they didn't want to hurt the sale of that cat by informing that owner just what kind of maintenance was involved with a Persian show cat, right? So they just let the owners find out for themselves. Did the breeder lie? No. The breeder didn't lie, they just withheld the truth, that's all. Isn't that kind of the same thing though? Veterinarians, they didn't lie about the fact that they knew all along about gabapentin for 20 years. They didn't lie about it. They just withheld it. And gate kept it. Didn't want you knowing about it. Is that a lie? You tell me. It's almost like let's play a game. Let's see what we can get away with. Right? And what's the bottom line? Alright, let's try this one. I'll probably put it in the big dryer. That's not powerful enough. Anyone know what the set it and forget it is? Set it and forget it technique. You just start off with a wide teeth comb. As long as you were paying attention to any tangles building up in your cat's coat, as long as you were making sure that wasn't happening in the bath, then you can use this technique. It's called set it and forget it. If you weren't paying attention allow that coat to just knot up again during the bath, you're not going to be able to do this particular technique. Really responsive to the Happy Hoodie. It's extra small. The coat is actually really thin, so you could probably just skip the big dryer box. Put it there. Walk a lot now. Walk a lot now. Girl. Yeah, her coat is super thin, so this set it and forget it technique actually works really well for her. Normally if the coat is really thick, you're going to need something a little bit stronger than that do-it-yourself stand dryer. Get it. Alright, good girl. Girl. You could be doing this with her sitting on your lap. If you've ever heard of lap grooming, you can also do lap drying. Yes, our appointments are 90 minutes or less, right? For whatever reason, that's just, you know, something to be poo-pooed about. Not sure why. We are not in a $10 car wash here, people. We are at a detailing shop for cats, right? Okay, you want a $10 car wash? Go do it yourself, right? Really responsive to the Happy Hoodie, and she's very responsive to being, she's not on my lap per se, but she's in my side like that, right? She's like that, right? Head is on my shoulder, very responsive to that. So when you're drying your cat, you put them on your lap. If they're one of those cats that appreciates being on your lap, then put a towel down, put your cat on your lap, and start doing the drying process there. You just kind of have to cater your techniques to your cat's temperament, right? There's so many different techniques, you just have to find the ones that work best for your cat, right? I would never be able to use lap grooming on my own cat because he's not a lap cat, right? Oops. Hi, how are you? How's Pet Parlor doing? I don't think a lot of people appreciate what it is that I do here. And when I go live, I don't think they understand exactly what's happening because 90% of the public doesn't know anything about cat grooming. But this cat is the come get your cat cat. This is the cat that you would, if you were a regular dog groomer, you would throw out of the salon and make it clear to the owner that this cat is no longer welcome back, right? That's this cat. We are not the come get your cat salon. We are the salon that educates the cat clients on how to work with cats who have temperament issues and high stress levels, which is inherent with any kind of silver cat, right? If you know anything about cats, cat breeds, you know that the silver in a lot of these cats has a bit of a streak in them, right? Which is why about 90% of all of our silver cat clients are GABA babies, right? Just simply based on the coloring of them. Almost like the red-headed Irish, right? Kind of like that. Right, let's get her in here. Her coat is super thin. It's not thick, right? So this would be ideal. And then we'll just give her about, I only use that dryer box 10-15 minutes at the most for any of my cat clients, right? Just to kind of bring up the dryness of the cat's coat to, I guess she was at maybe 50% dry. We want to just raise it up to like maybe 80. And then we'll just fluff her out at the very end, right? No, we don't need to even go there, right? No, because you can't recognize what you're looking at, nor can you even appreciate me. Fear-Free Pets, the founder is Dr. Marty Becker. Do you know who Dr. Marty Becker is? You know, the guy who exposed the secret that the veterinary industry was keeping regarding the use of gabapentin? Because they've had it for 20 years, the veterinarian industry. Yeah, Dr. Marty Becker, veterinarian, he was on Good Morning America for 17 years. 17 years. 17 years. He was the go-to family doctor on Good Morning America for 17 years. A trusted veterinarian. He's also written 26 books. Every veterinarian in this country knows who he is, right? And what he teaches is how to recognize and treat stress levels in animals. He literally founded Fear-Free Pets because of cats, right? To help cats whose stress levels were so extreme that they couldn't even get proper medical treatment, right? And this is part of his teachings in Fear-Free Pets. Well, it's not exactly a teaching. All he did was expose what gabapentin was, how it worked, which seemed to be news to everyone because nobody ever heard of it. First time I ever heard about gabapentin was back in 2017. And at that point, it had been gatekept for 15 years, right? So Dr. Marty Becker, world-renowned veterinarian, on Good Morning America for 17 years, who's written 26 books. You want to pour a bucket of shit over my head? You're going to be doing it on his head, right? Because what I'm doing right now is following the instructions of the founder of Fear-Free Pets, and then using all of the techniques that I have learned from the cat bathing masters in the world, right? You combine the two and you get a beautiful groom for the cat. Again, we are not in a $5 car wash here, people. We are at a detailing shop. Is any of this resonating with anyone? I don't think so. No. All right. Well, unfortunately, I can't help you. Right? Yeah. Enough said. We don't need to say any more than that. Don't mind me, I'm just fishing right now. Read the title of the video. Like I said, you're not at a $5 car wash. You're at a detailing shop right now. Got a bunch. I always love fishing for piranhas. Yep, we're gonna make a piranha jambalaya. We're gonna make a big batch of piranha jambalaya. Yep. So as the cat's just sitting there, your minds are filling in the blanks regarding, what you think is happening. One, the cat is terrified, right? Okay. Alrighty then. Yep. When your mind sees things it doesn't understand, you will start to fill the blanks in but I can assure you the cat is not terrified. One, the cat is on gabapentin from its owner, which blocks the fight or flight signal. So that's one. Two, it's nice and warm in there. Most cat clients love it. They actually don't want to come out, and if you did bring them out, they want to go right back in again. It's warm, no groomers touching them. They love it. So you trying to fill in the blanks as to what you think is happening, just so you know, your batting average is 90% wrong. Just saying. You can keep commenting, but I'm telling you right now, 90% of what you all say is wrong. And you don't even know it. See, that's the scary part. You don't even know that you're wrong. Yep. Oh, you're trying to use common sense there, Supra. I don't know if using common sense is going to work on piranhas, right? Because their brain size is the size of a peanut, right? Now, what is the last and final, well, what is the step after this step? Anyone want to take a gander what that would be? What are we going to do next? Just wondering if anyone knows. We are going to fluff the cat out with a stronger hair dryer, right? That's going to elevate the dryness. You can see the coat starting to fluff and rise up off the skin instead of laying flat. So the coat is fluffing and drying. It's almost at 80%. Usually right around that 80% mark, I'm going to take the cat out of that dryer box because that doesn't fluff the cat out and it does nothing to dry their boots, right? They have to fluff the cat and dry their boots. So we're going to put usually an extra small with a large so that there's a triple if not quadruple layer of happy hoodies protecting the cat from the hair dryer, right? And then once that's all fluffed out and dry, we're going to do a quick comb out and then send the cat home, right? So we're literally about 10 minutes away. You saw how responsive she was up next to me, like she's a lap groom candidate cat. So that would be probably how you would fluff out a cat like this on your lap. Alright. Hello. Waka waka. She's like, are we there yet? Wow. Hello. Keep in mind, she is a GABA baby, right? She's a GABA baby. Silver cat, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4. We've just done a quadruple layer. I've just put on my Shalandi dryer. That's an $80 little professional dryer. That's what it looks like. It comes in pink or blue. I hope you can hear me. It comes in pink or blue. It's called a Shalandi. It's on its lowest setting. I'm going to start without any attachment. There's no attachment, right? I'm going to start without. Get used to it, right? Once you feel like she's used to it, then you would put an attachment on. Put this part up a little bit. There. My favorite attachment for the boots. that's it. Go back to this. Okay. And we're going to finish with a finishing comb. I don't know, this is a good one. This is called the Piano by Groomer Supply House. Groomer Supply House makes that. Groomer Supply House also makes this comb. A really great finishing comb as well. Yep. You know, TikTok doesn't have a translator button, right? Just so you know, right? There's no translator button. So, gotta go. Unfortunately. Right? It's funny how, it's kind of funny how the calmer the cat is, the more people become triggered. Have you noticed? I have. You did it. She's like, I did? What did I do? Is that your hair did? Alright, girl. Alright, let's take all of this off. She's like, are we there yet? Pretty much. Alright, so her coat has been fully restored, right? Washed, degreased, replenished. You did it. Good girl. Everybody know what the last step is? Here's a hint. All right, last step. You did it. We have it. You just powdered her nose with the Pink Paw Pal. It's called Wink Eye Powder, cornstarch. So cute. Alright, all done. She's been fully reset. We had to do a part 1 and a part 2 for this video because we lost our charge on our phone right in the middle of her bath. So if you go back to part 1, you're going to see exactly how she arrived, where all of her pelting was, where all of her problem areas were, and what her coat actually looked like before she had her full coat restoration bath. Again, we're not in a 5-minute drive-through car wash, people. The cat is in a detailing shop, right? You understand the difference, right? Yeah, why are you trying to equate what goes on in a $5 car wash to what we do here in a detailing shop, right? They're not the same, people. All done. You did it. You did it, you did it, you did it. You did it, you did it, you did it. There's her little home. It's going to take her back to mommy. And she said, thank you so much for joining. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, wow, wow. Good girl. All right. That is a time-sensitive coat, meaning if you don't put your cat on a regular schedule, that all of that same shit is going to happen again. The way that you saw her in part 1, yeah, it's going to happen. Who knows? What should her schedule be? Well, here in our grooming salon, for any full-coated cat, long-haired cat, we require that the cat be put in full coat, right? Every 10 weeks or less, right? So the owner would be required to pre-book out their next grooming appointment 10 weeks or less. Ideally, you're looking for where is that time that is ideal for this particular coat, right? The variables are how much oil is the cat's coat producing? Are you doing any maintenance grooming at home to extend the grooming time? Are you coming out for the free maintenance services that we provide every Wednesday evening, you know, to do a belly shave or shave out the mats or do a sauna? You know, are you doing any of those things? And that's going to determine what schedule you're going to put your cat on, right? You don't want to come in every 10 weeks or less, we're not going to say no to you. But you're going to be paying a lot more money for your grooming because of all of the restoration steps and processes that would have needed to have taken place to restore your cat's coat back to pristine condition again. So we're not going to say no if you don't want to book every 10 weeks or less. We'll still see you, but on average you're going to pay about $50 more on top of the grooming of your long-haired cat, right? It's going to cost you about $50 more. So, anywho, anyway, thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow, as we are every day, live cat grooming. We usually try to post, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4 videos per day, and we usually have it labeled. So the actual video will it will identify what the service request is, and also whether the cat is at natural temperament or whether the cat is on any kind of a pre-treatment by their owner. Again, a pre-treatment means it's something the owner gives prior to coming in for grooming. Here's the math, people. If you're using gabapentin, it takes 2 hours to work. Our appointments on average are 90 minutes or less. So no, the pre-treatments are not happening here at the salon because the math isn't mathing, right? Do you understand how that works, people? Okay. All right. And if you're trying to treat for panic, just giving it once is not going to work for your cat. You need to give it twice, right? You need to have GABA in your cat system for a good 24 hours. If your first treatment, the vet will tell you to give the night before usually, and then 2 hours prior to the grooming appointment is how you would properly pre-treat for panic. And at the therapeutic dose. How do you find the therapeutic dose for your cat? Well, the simple way to do that would be to just add a 0 after your cat's weight. So if your cat weighs 10 pounds, add a 0. That'll get you to the 100 mark. 100 is the standard issue capsule that every vet has and what most vets recommend here in this area, right? If you have a 15-pound cat or a 20-pound cat or a 30-pound cat, which we have about 5 of those, then that one capsule is not going to work for your 30-pound cat, right? So a good guide or a good gauge would be to just add a 0 after your cat's weight. And that's going to help you get to the starting point of where your cat's therapeutic dose might be, right? This is the come get your cat cat. This is the cat that would have been thrown out of every single grooming salon. 90% of dog groomers who advertise cat grooming have no training. They pretty much want your cat to act like a dog, and if it doesn't, they get the boot, right? 2, there's no understanding regarding how to recognize fear in animals as far as stress-related temperament issues. There's no recognition. There's no understanding, there's no education, there's nothing being given by that groomer who said, come get your cat. No, instead, what they tell you is under no circumstance are you welcome back here, and you probably will most likely have to have your cat sedate groom from now on, right? You got to take into consideration who's telling you that. I want you to take a good hard look at who's telling you that. Don't believe them. Because 90% of the time it's coming from a dog groomer who has no training in cat grooming, who has no training in fear-free pets, who has no understanding of what's out there, right? To bypass a $5 treatment called GABA and direct you to go straight for the sedate grooming, which is between $350 to $700, that is pure ignorance, people. Yeah, because they don't know what they're talking about when it comes to cat grooming, okay? So just keep that in mind. If you want to learn more about gabapentin or fear-free pets or things like that, the link is in my account, themainline.live. Go to Fear-Free Happy Homes. That is a nonprofit organization that teaches the homeowners, not the pet professionals, the homeowners, pet parents, how to work with stress in animals, right? It is a free service that's been provided by Fear-Free Pets to help educate the public, right? It's been there for years. How many people know about Fear-Free Happy Homes? Probably nobody. So that link has been sitting up on themainline.live for a while, right? So I just wanted to point it out that there is a resource and a guide where you can go, where you can learn how to help any of your pets if they have stress-related issues. In her case, it's not necessarily, you know, that's kind of how she was born. She's got silver. She's a silver-coated Persian, right? That streak in that line is a fault. It's a fault that was bred into that line, which means that pretty much every silver Persian cat who comes to my salon, they're a GABA baby for a reason. For no other reason than the color of their coat is dictating what their temperament is. It's just part of the breeding. That's just what happens, right? It's not for every silver, but in a lot of cases it is, right? Anyway, we will be back tomorrow, and we'll see you next time. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.